I'd like to call to order the Marion County Election Board meeting for July 6, 2002. My name is Bart Brown. I am serving as proxy for the chair, Stewart, and I will start to my left for introductions of the other members.
Madam Vice Chair.
Oh, okay.
Vice Chair
Sorry.
Jennifer Payne. Thank you.
Myla Eldridge, serving as secretary for the board.
Let the minutes reflect protocol was broken by the proxy chair on introductions. Okay, going to the agenda. The second item is adoption of minutes, and I've been informed that the first two actually were approved. They just need to be re-signed, so we will ask for if there are any changes to the minutes for April 22nd, 2022, April 29th, 2022, May 12th, 2022, and or May 16th, 2022. If no changes, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, so move that we adopt the meeting minutes from the April 22nd, 29th, May 12th, and May 16th election board meetings.
Mr. Chair, I second the motion and also would like to give many thanks to the staff that write the minutes. The May 12th meeting was quite extensive, and I think the meeting minutes covered the content very well. So thank you.
That's fantastic, and that's great for history's sake as well. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 3. We have an amendment to the Blue Crest contract, and I will ask Director Delaney to go over that amendment.
Sure. I will point out to each of you in your packet that there is a copy of the amendment to the contract. And while I'm talking, I'll direct your attention to page 8. I emailed out, you've each received 2 versions of the amendment. We received some late in the game feedback from ISA adding the text, each of you that's highlighted in blue. So we're asking that the board approve the amendment with the language and without the language, because we're still waiting to hear back from Blue Crest whether or not they will accept that change. We believe because it's so it's de minimis, there's really not a lot to it, that they'll probably agree to it. But just to cover the grounds with the contract amendment, I'm asking that the board approve with both, with the language and without the language. The amendment itself is needed. I know we just approved the contract, I believe, in December 13th, because we had to make a change in essentially our fundamental work plan with how we were implementing the equipment, and ISA deemed that we did need, it was a big enough change that we needed to make an amendment to the contract. So initially we had our servers, or one of the server setup was going to be via Microsoft Azure in the cloud. And this was a point of a lot of discussion as we were negotiating the contract and just coming up with a statement of work for the project, as to who was it going to be an on-site server, was it going to be in the cloud, who was going to maintain and host. And so we had decided in the original agreement to do a cloud server. Well, that through a series of conversations just ended up not working for our county and for the solution. And we ended up having to do an on-site server that Blue Crest is providing and maintaining. So because of the fundamental change with the server, we needed to adjust the contract. The overall impact to our budget isn't going to be a lot, because we originally were going to be paying for the server through our ISA chargeback, and now that charge is being added on to the agreement in terms of what we're paying Blue Crest. So, and it's my understanding, I believe, have they already delivered the server, or it's on its way?
They did, yes.
So, they are anxiously awaiting the agreement in writing just to get the payment for the change and the change order.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments by the members?
I have a couple of comments. First off, I appreciate ISA's willingness to be a partner with us on all of our election stuff, and obviously the integrity of the voting data is important. And I also appreciate Blue Crest coming up and basically being the single point of contact here moving forward. So if there's any concerns about the equipment, but then also having ISA be notified per this amendment to the amendment of notifying our partner ISA. So I appreciate the all the attention to detail to make sure that this is executed correctly.
I would agree with Vice Chair Ping. I too am grateful for the level of security that is being provided for this amazing opportunity that we now have in Marion County, and this piece of equipment that is going to improve how our absentee program operates. So great job to the staff, and looking so forward to continuing the partnership with Blue Crest and ISA.
Yes, Director.
I just want to make one comment for the public. One, the Blue Cross equipment is absentee ballot processing equipment to help us mail out ballots. And then also when we receive them back, there's a big sorting machine. And we do have the equipment at our warehouse right now. Our warehouse is currently under a lockdown by the state police due to a recount, so we cannot even show our board members or anybody. So I just wanted to make that known. And then, when we get to our other announcements, I'll get there, so.
Yeah. Okay. I too just have to echo what Director Delaney said, because it's really important for Marion County voters to know that we listened. We listened and we acted on how we could improve our absentee program, and this is definitely a start on improving the absentee program in regard to tracking, being able to track an absentee ballot for a voter. And so I too am just super excited and very grateful that we have this piece of equipment now. So, Mr. Chair, with that being said, I'm going to make the motion for this great board to actually wrote it down here. We are going to ratify the Blue Crest contract amendment with the language that is already in the contract, and with the language and the contract without the language. Is that the motion that needs to be made or not, council?
That is correct. You'd be approving both the draft contract of including the highlighted language or excluding it.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of ratifying the amendment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. So we go to item number 4, other business and updates. Director Delaney.
I do have an update. I was just emailed late last evening that the recount for House District 32 will take place on July 11th at our warehouse beginning at 8:30 a.m. If needed, it will go on to the 12th. However, I believe it will be a very quick recount. In our county, there's 189 ballots that they need to look at, and we believe 179 votes cast in the race. So and they already did a pre-recount inspection, sorting out all the ballots and all the materials. So we have everything on hand, and so I imagine it will be pretty quick, but I have not reached out to the State Board of Accounts yet to get a more detailed, what kind of work, what kind of resources they need from the county yet. But I imagine it'll be quick from what we've already discussed.
Okay, thank you. And if there's no other business, we can stand adjourned. Thank you.